What's up, Revolution Comics fans? We're back today in another video. Today we're going to be talking about Bullet Boy issue 3. This was one of my favorite issues, actually. Out of 1, 2, and 3, I'd have to say this one, story-wise, is one of the better ones. But I do like the origin, and the villain of the second issue is one of my favorites that he's done. I can't wait to see the story development with that guy. So let's dive in. So to start off, we're just gonna open this up real quick. And there we go. Here's the back of it. And here's the front of it. Let me line that up for you guys. Right. So to start off, like always, does previously, so in case you've never seen the second issue and you're like, oh, I can't find it anywhere, this is what happened. Or if you forget by the time he makes it, and don't have the issue but have watched my videos or have watched past videos on his channel, then there's that's the previously before. And like before on all my other videos, that's where you can get the comics, and that's where you can go support them. And that's who created it. So the issue starts off with Josh fighting Shaka's minions, and they end up fighting into what am I saying? Okay, Shaka's minions basically try to rebuild Shaka. As you can see, it's a new upgraded head, much more defined than in the first issue. And then this is actually one of the times that we see new stuff happen with his gun. I think in the first issue, it was just like a blast, and this one is like a taser or something. Can't quite remember. But basically, he's fighting Shaka robots. They shoot him into a factory where it's kiddo clay. Is what he calls like Play-Doh in his universe. So basically they do that, and then he falls, and he starts throwing at him, being all funny like, and he ends up accidentally hitting the lever, which in turn pours all of the kiddo clay onto the robots, short-circuiting it. And then this is actually our very first look at Crimson. I think the Crimson Cardinal is what it is. He's watching over Bullet Boy, making sure that he's battle ready and stuff like that. And then this is the name of the issue, which is Breaking the Mold, which I do think is a great issue name. So yeah. So then we end up coming back to his mansion, where he ends up going. He hears that his robot butler is in his room cleaning up and stuff. Oh wait, no, his sister's room, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, his sister's room. Ends up coming back home. He realizes he got some kiddo clay on himself, and he's like, oh no, it just bit me. And then he finds out it's actually come to life with his butler. And the kiddo clay basically starts destroying the room. And then he realizes, wait, if the tiny piece of clay is alive, what happened to the rest of it in the factory? So he suits up with his little microchip as the butler takes care of this. And then we come into the next page where the Bulk is the name of the villain. He comes in. Basically, he's just come to life, so he really doesn't know anything. Everyone's scared of him, but he's acting like he's basically just a big kid, or he just wants a friend, like you said, like you see up here, friend. His mom tries to save the kid. Bullet Boy rushes in, saving him, and the clay little guy that the kid made in the previous page gets destroyed. He gets angry, starts destroying cars, stuff like that. He saves everyone in the bus, ends up getting hit with the car, tries to defeat the monster, but it's like it's tickling him. And he tries to go at it like an aggressive angle to try to take down a monster. And then over here, he's got grabbed, he's about to be eaten, he's dying. And then out of nowhere, the Crimson Cardinal, and we get our very first full look at him in this panel right here, which I have to say, one of my favorite ones. I can't wait until we get a Heroes Assembly comic book or origin story comic books based off that, which he said he would be willing to do. He's just got to figure out if that's what everyone wants. And I personally, I want a Hero X comic book. That's what I'm excited for. Once that comes out, you best believe there will be a review on that, because I'm really excited for that. And then this bottom panel, he gets saved, they talk, basically, and he has the power of like a sonic scream, so he ends up doing that to Bulk. And by doing that, which I think is pretty cool, and it kind of reminds me of Clayface with Batman Arkham City, where Batman uses sonics, like his sonic blasts, and ends up splitting apart the clay, so it turns it into little mini monsters. Meanwhile, while everything's going down in the city, the Hero Assembly is up in space with, I'm pretty sure his sister's name is Whipstar. Yes. And that's who I was talking about. Let me go back real quick. This is who I was talking about. This is Hero X. I cannot wait for an issue with him. They're basically up there fighting meteorites, while Crimson Cardinal and Bullet Boy are down on Earth in their city defeating Bulk. And then as he brings up the past, he's remembering, oh, this was way more fun as like a joke. This was way more fun as a kid. And then he has some memory about it, a little childhood past, what I do like. All he wanted to do was play with his sister. His sister got mad because she looks like she's doing some homework or something. And he just remembers all he really wanted was a friend. And then it hits him like, oh, wait, maybe that's what the monster wants too. As Crimson Cardinal is beating up the thug, like not thugs, mini kiddo clay monsters. He's like, wait, hear me out, I got an idea. So as the big guy's destroying buildings and stuff, grabbing people, he comes up with the idea to say, like, draw faces into the clay, giving them smiles and stuff, saying, hey, look what good friends we are, you don't have to destroy us. And then he reforms one of the monsters' faces into a smile and puts a little bow and daisy in it. And then the Bulk sees that, oh wait, we're all friends here, we can be friends and stuff like that. And then he starts getting all happy, and they're all like, run for your life, blah blah blah. Meanwhile, they get the situation calmed down. Crimson Cardinal's like, we'll see you again soon, flies off as everyone's having fun with a Bulk. They get back to realize the place is destroyed. The butler finally has caught the miniature Bulk, and he hears a sound coming upstairs. So he suits up, runs upstairs, kicks down the door, super speeds right back out because he realizes his sister is home. And this is our first appearance look of what his sister looks like without the Whipstar costume on. And if you people didn't know and haven't seen his videos, his sister is Whipstar. So where is she? So Josh McKean's sister's alias is actually Whipstar. She's the leader of the Hero Assembly, and it makes for a great dynamic duo in later comics. And then we got some concept arts they had. So, like I was saying thugs, I don't know why, but he came up with the name Bulk Buddies. Shaka's minions were actually Shaka's acolytes, which I do like that name more, and they look menacing. So I'm really glad that this was such. And then he said he's going to start doing this bullet point. In the original comics in like the 1900s, they had little what do I want to say? They had like little paragraph messages from the fans, saying, asking questions, saying how they love the comic. Like, this is from Elf P's 1. So they asked a question, he answered it. So it goes from here to here. Next question, answered it. And then some concept art from a fan concept art, and then question mark. And then he's doing a bundle thing. I think he's still doing it. Not sure, and I don't know if by the time I'm posting this poster is still available, which looks cool, I should say. I do not have any of the posters. I really want to get some, but I don't have any, so. And then as he's entering this, this page, like on the previous 2 comics, he's doing Cameraman issue 1, which I will be doing a review on. So I hope you enjoy. It's going to be a little longer video than the usual 10 to 15 minute ones I do with the Bullet Boy comics, because it is 45 pages long. This one's only 20. And then coming soon, I don't think he's launched his Kickstarter yet for issue 2, but I will be supporting that because I do love his universe and his comics. And he's one of the many reasons, like I said before, one of the many reasons why I do the comic book stuff, because I want everyone to see my world just like he's been showing off his world. And then, like I said, that's the back again. So I'm going to put this in the sleeve and then talk a little bit about what I thought of the issue. I don't know if you've all watched the short of it. Let me put that back in frame. So he did this thing on his YouTube channel where he did 3 different variant covers, and I actually voted with many other people. I actually was one of the ones that voted this one, because I just like how it's kind of like the symbiote wrapping around him, or like the monster trying to grab him while he's trying to run away. I really like this design a whole lot. So I'm super excited that he ended up picking this one, even though the other 2 variant covers were great choices too. So yeah, that's gonna probably do it for this issue. Thank you all for staying tuned. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I really do hope that you go check out his channel. It was one of the big inspirations for me. And if you have your own comic book universe and you want to show it out to the world, don't be afraid to. And I think he does a video where he gives a few pointers of if you want to make your own superhero but you don't know where to start and stuff like that. I think he does a little section on that, on how he created Bullet Boy. So I hope you all enjoy this video. Like I said, don't forget to like and subscribe, and enjoy the rest of your day, guys.